welcome to the Winning Big in Asia podcast. And today we have Kevin Ng, who is the CEO of Thunderquote. Thunderquote is a B2B marketplace as well as a procurement platform.
Yes.
Right? Hi, welcome, Kevin.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
Yes. Would you like to give us a short introduction about yourself and what do you do?
Sure. So basically, Thunderquote is a B2B marketplace as well as a procurement platform. So we have tens of thousands of vendors that come from throughout the region in Asia, and they basically come on to look for tendering opportunities, bidding opportunities. And we also have another product which I think is very interesting to marketers. We actually have a Chrome extension that allows you to scan for hundreds of emails online right from your Chrome browser.
I remember you have a story to tell about
Yes.
how come all these marketers and salespeople were buying your procurement software.
Yes, it was very interesting.
Okay, but working in Asia and all, can you share with me which aspect of building a marketplace, and because there's always interactive and transactions going on, what is the real key factor of winning in Asia?
Actually, people would be surprised, right, that Asia is one of the most digitally advanced regions. But a lot of it actually goes back to initial offline work. We did some really, really interesting areas around digital marketing, around SEO, right? But actually the way the marketplace actually started off was that we, in fact, went around from building to building, actually posting up posters in smoking points, in toilets, in everywhere you might think. And actually, we actually have tracking codes that actually drove that back to our platform. So doing that whole process, right, combining it with our digital channels, right, actually really turned up the gears and really started to spin it, because people then get multiple impressions from different areas, and it really played into play with our very strong SEO that we did through our platform. So the platform has been around for 5 years, and then over time we basically built it up to the tens of thousands of vendors that we have now.
So I understand this is not your first startup.
No, it's not. So, in fact, it's our 7th business. So we've gone through nearly a decade plus of working on tech businesses, and we've had a lot of experience with different areas. We started out in, even before tech, we started out in mobile, games. We started out in doing websites and mobile app systems, mobile POS systems, and we have done a whole bunch of different businesses to automate workflow for various kinds of small businesses. And then about 5 years ago, we realized that the common thread that runs through all these businesses that we've done before, and the number one problem we've had, was how do you get more sales? How do you get in, especially if you're doing B2B sales and marketing, right? Because B2C, there's often a common playbook, right? For B2B, often by industry it differs. And the number one problem we've had with every company we've done is that, no matter how much production I can build, no matter how good my product is, right, it's all really about how do my customers perceive it and how can they get in front of us. And if you lack connections, if you lack close relationships with people in power, with all these buyers, right, then you really often don't have a chance, and you really have to go out of your way to be creative. So we wanted to solve this B2B lead generation problem, and that's why we created Thunderquote. And as a B2B marketplace, it actually helps to bring leads into people, right, who wouldn't otherwise be able to get them. It brings tender opportunities, bidding opportunities, and they can now get projects. Like, for example, in May, we actually did a project for the whole National Stadium of Singapore, right, and basically it was millions of dollars, and then we basically do all the projects inside there. Yeah,
so they're building something, and then they got all.
They had an event, a national stadium event, and everything was basically purchased through us. Yes, so every single thing. So each of those is a lead, an opportunity for vendors and suppliers and marketers to leverage on.
A very powerful platform.
Yes, exactly.
So you have started more than one company. Is
Yes.
there a story of marketing that didn't go so well, or a business that didn't turn out so well? Would you mind sharing with us?
Once ran a previous business, it was doing a manpower scheduling software. At the time, it actually won an award. Like at the time, some years back, I was still a student entrepreneur, and we won like top 6 global student entrepreneur under EO, right? But and we're like, wow, now we must succeed. The business will succeed. But what really happened is that when we read the data, right, it said that we had saved, for example, 30 seconds for every time a customer uses it. So this is the value add and the frequency with which they use it. But it turns out that when I looked at it, I was like, oh, there's no way that you can spend only 30 seconds doing a call, to schedule something. So I said, it must be 3 minutes. If you think about it, that increases the value that I add to my client on paper by 6 times. So 6 months later and hundreds of thousands of dollars of investment later, we realized that it really is 30 seconds. And that was an expensive lesson, like 100 plus thousand just lost just like that, right? Because of my own, it's a cost of delusion, a cost of me, learning that, just because I say something is true doesn't mean it is, right? Just because I want it to be true doesn't mean it is. So what we really learned was that we really have to believe our data. We really have to drill down into what the real pains of the customer are, and we have to quantify them. And then we have to really map out and track how much we value really add. So that's something we took on to our other businesses in the future, and that really served us very well. And it's led us to the successes with our government projects and national projects that we've gotten. Yeah, and there are tens of thousands of vendors also that also use it.
Thank you for sharing. I'm very heartfelt. I have my heartfelt condolences.
That's expensive.
To missing the mark,
Yeah.
but I think
It's a self-delusion
learning
tax.
from it, and I hope that other marketers who are listening also avoid that kind of mistake, where they avoid looking deep enough at the data and trusting the data.
Yes,
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't trust my data. I was like, I know better than my data.
Now, here's to a more interesting point. Can you share with us one area where you have actually experienced a lot of success as well in marketing?
So one area that Thunderquote has been very successful in for marketing is actually our search engine optimization, SEO. So we actually started out trying to understand how the B2B market works. We then realized that you can use, for example, Facebook, use Instagram for a lot of this mass outreach, but really a lot of B2B purchases start from Google. So of course, SEO and SEM became a very high priority for us. However, if you are doing a marketplace that covers over 50 different industries, we have covered over 53 industries right now and still rising, right? Paying for your AdWords is going to be very expensive. We're looking at cost per clicks of $8, $10, $12, $16, $22 per click. Right? If I want to drive a marketplace with tens of thousands of clicks, right, I'm going to be out of money very fast. I'll be homeless very quickly. So what we did is that we focused intensely on search engine optimization to build up an infrastructure that allows us to basically get lots of organic traffic, right? And we actually invested a lot in this. We invested a lot of time. We actually had a team that basically tested different ways of doing it. So what we did is we invested somewhere between 2 to 6 headcount for over a year, right? And then in 9 to 12 months, what we did is we actually built up certain technical things that allowed us to gain SEO traction. So what we actually achieved was that we managed to get over 600 first page keywords, right? As well as over 80 first rank keywords on Google for B2B. And these are cost per click of talking about $10 to $20 usually.
It's an awesome, massive story.
Yeah, it was a huge investment as well. So when we were looking at it, and our investors were looking at it, they're like, "Wow, you want to rank for 50 industries? People can't even rank for one industry, right?" So it's a very ambitious project. We call it our heaven and earth net, right? Where we basically want to capture the entire area, but the reason why we do this is because we realize that you can really get economies of scale when you do it as a platform. When we do this, we can then feed leads to marketers, to salespeople, and then we can then get kind of like good economies of scale running from this, and we can then share the benefits with all the B2B marketers as well. Yeah.
Excellent. I love that story. Thank you so much. One more for all our marketers and people who are either looking to enter Asia or to grow across Asia. Right? What's the one big thing that they should be focusing on? What should they do to win big in Asia?
So to win big in Asia, actually one of the biggest things right now is actually localization. So the issue with Asia is that, and most startup people will know this, is that the market is extremely fragmented in terms of the culture. So I'll give a very, very simple example. I have our office in KL as well, in Kuala Lumpur, and I have an office in Singapore. And in my KL office, when they go for lunch, they actually avoid queues. While in Singapore, everyone only goes to places with queues. So if you think about it, we are so close, we have literally the same food, we both eat nasi lemak, we both eat chicken rice, and we both argue about it, right? But yet we can't even agree over whether to queue together or not. And these are things that marketers often overlook, right? That basically there are very subtle cultural differences even in places that seem very similar. So we noticed that in our marketing of each zone, and even in our SEO, even in the keywords we use, right, each of them had to be tested against different areas. So the way our team does it is that they use certain Chrome extension tools that enable them to see adjacent keywords and to identify keywords by location and by industry. Then we map out the entire zone and then we match it against the purchase data from our market. Yeah.
Wow, That sounds very
from
fairly
our platform.
technical.
Yeah, it is technical. It is
It is
technical, but because we're doing it at scale,
but
so we have a lot of
the
challenges.
the keyword is localization, and then
Yes.
adjusting for cultural differences across
Yes.
different places.
Yes,
Because they
correct.
may have different preferences.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
excellent.
previously there actually weren't many websites up for many small businesses, right? But now what happens is that a lot more data is becoming public. So especially in Asia, where basically they're adopting things for the first time, people are going straight to mobile, people are going straight to whatever is the latest technology. So with the amount of public data coming online, right, we found that one of the keys was actually leveraging on scraping, leveraging on things which pull on public business data, right? They can basically enable them to do targeting, to do retargeting, to do marketing, to do slicing and dicing of whatever you want to do in order to understand some of these differences and to combine it with the local cultural knowledge you have.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today.
Thank
But
you.
stay tuned. We're going to have a deeper conversation about what we've just talked about. And for everyone here tuning in, thank you for joining us at the Winning Big in Asia podcast. And we look forward to seeing you and Kevin in the Asia Marketing Summit, where we'll go even deeper into some of the topics we discussed. Entering Asia, going to B2B marketplaces, and how to actually gather your database, your leads database, right? Even from a very simple Chrome extension tool. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.